Today is the day. The day has finally come where we are going to be bidding farewell to the truck. It has been a long time coming, at least it feels like it anyways. I've been messing with this truck for, God, like since October, I would say, September, October. So it's been a good 6 months. I've got the truck over here, back there behind me. I just got done taking off everything out of the truck that was mine. And I've got the center console and the front drive shaft and the amp for the speaker in the bed. So I will go ahead and we'll give you guys the last walk around, and I will show you guys what we're getting next. All right, here she is. So this is it. Bid farewell to it. Got my hitch off of there. The boxes are empty. This box over here has the center console, the front drive shaft, the cool air box, and some wires and stuff for the system. Got everything gutted out on the inside. She's ready for her new home. Got my keys and everything off of it. And you guys can actually tell that this thing is completely yellow. Look at the yellow on there. And the yellow on there. It's so, look at all the pollen and everything on the truck. Super nasty. This is the last look of it here in the driveway at the house. Ooh, I'm glad I did this because I have to take off my Yeti plate too. We're gonna be saying goodbye to this guy. It's been fun. We definitely did our thing to it. We really enjoyed it. It was fun to play around with. It was really fun to go cruising down the beach and everything. And on to the next thing. You guys know our main goal for this truck was to fix it up and make it better than what it was, kind of increase the value a little bit, and then we were gonna trade up into something else. I was really looking for a Tahoe or something. This is the first deal that came around and caught my eye. I'll tell you guys a little bit about the story. So I found this guy on OfferUp. December 3rd was the first time that I messaged him. So December, January, February, so 3 full months. And the guy finally got back to me. I looked all over for him on Facebook and everything. He just doesn't have it on there. He only had it on OfferUp, and it was a very vague post. He just put it up there for trade. So this is a 1999, 99 and a half Dodge Cummins. It's the extra cab long bed. Got a big lift kit on it. I think he said it's lifted like 17 inches or something. It's sitting on 40s right now. It's got 22 by 14 XD diesel wheels. The tires that are on it right now are very bald. I'm getting it with 5 somewhat new tires. I didn't see them in person yet, but we will when we go. I did go look at the truck in person. You guys might have saw that clip. I went and looked at that maybe 3 weeks ago before I went to Puerto Rico and everything. And we kind of worked out a deal there in person, looked at each other's trucks and really liked what we saw. So he's looking to get this truck so he could ride around town, a grocery getter, kind of like a shop truck. He owns a tree company, and that's kind of where I'm getting this truck from. The transmission was giving him some issues, so he went and got the transmission fully built. You can see on the outside, he's got the deep MagTech pan on it and stuff, and he is going to be giving me paperwork for the work that's done. It's a local guy in Brandon. Hopefully that works out. I think I will end up calling the guy at the shop just to see what he did do, if he did do anything at all. You know, you can never really trust anybody 100% in these situations. So got paperwork for the transmission being done. I'm not sure about the VP44, but I do know that it has oversized injectors, oversized fuel rails, fuel tubes, whatever they're calling them on these things. I know it rolls cold. I think it's got a full exhaust on it, and maybe a couple of other little things, but nothing too crazy. I know it does have a tune on it, but what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to probably get some type of 5-position tune or something like that to put on there. But the main goal with this truck is to clean it up a little bit, and we're gonna put it back up for sale or trade, and we're just gonna keep the system going. We're gonna play around with it. We're gonna do our thing to it, kind of fix up a couple of things and whatnot. From what I saw when I went and saw it in person, it doesn't need anything major. The fact that it's coming with newer tires is that's a big win as well too. So hope you guys like it. The truck used to be forest green, but the paint was really bad. I'll show you guys some pictures. So he went and got it wrapped. I think it's like a pearl white wrap. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's probably better than what I would have done by myself in the garage. So at least that's already done. The roof is not wrapped, so maybe we get some wrap for that and kind of finish that up just to clean it up. I got the title. He's got his title. We'll go do the deal. We'll bring the truck home, and I'll do a little walk around for you guys. That's all the blabbering I'm going to do for now. I will show you guys the truck whenever we go do the deal. blaze of glory. And it runs good, but she needs some work. Getting some gas for the first time. See all the mold and algae on the truck. Well, there she is in a blaze of glory. She made it. It was a smooth drive, plenty of power. The transmission shifts great, no issues at all. There's a couple of drips down there. I did see some red, so I do see some transmission fluid a little bit, and I think that was a little bit of power steering fluid. The steering box on this is trash. There is a new one in there. Well, there's another one in there. Who knows how new it is, but long story short, it ran great. Good oil pressure, no issues, no complaints, and we'll dive more into it tomorrow when it's daylight. Righty. All right, here it is, 1998 Dodge Cummins, and this is the long bed, so she's super long. Not quite sure how big the lift is, 14, 16 inches, I'm not sure, but it's on 40s. And the tires are 40 by 1550s. Got some new ones in the bed there. First thing first is this wrap. You can see here, this is what it looks like underneath, and this is what it is here. I just did this last night real quick just to see what it would come out to, but you can see that the algae in the mold is substantial on this thing, and then you can see on this side as well all the mold and algae down through here. So we're gonna go ahead and get all this nice and cleaned up, and then you can see the hood, how nasty that is too. So it's been sitting for a little while, that's for sure. Alrighty, well, it took me about a solid hour. Cleans up pretty good. I mean, you guys saw it on the time lapse, but so much cleaner than what it was. All the mold and algae and everything is gone. Got inside the fuel cap and everything. I got up in here, and I did a little bit of the bottom, but not too much. I did clean out some of the inside of the door. This was all full of leaves and everything. I mean, that's the inside. We'll be working on that. But right now, everything is pretty clean. I got all the oil and grease off of a lot of the stuff. And yeah, it looks much, much better. So you guys can see kind of what I'm working with under here. The steering box is just leaking oil everywhere. So that's the first thing that we're gonna tackle. Probably replace these guys right here. Definitely gonna paint all this stuff that's purple. We're gonna paint all that a different color, maybe black or something simple. And the wheels didn't come out too bad. Still got a bunch of like deep cleaning to do from all the dust, but yeah, it came out really clean. I did notice when I was cleaning a crack on the exhaust right there, so might just take it off right there and make it an axle dump, if that's the deal. I didn't do the tailgate, so check this out. This is what it was before, and that's what it is now. I have to get everything out of the bed. The bed is just full of all kinds of stuff. Super satisfied with it. Now I'm going to pop the hood and start degreasing inside there. Success on that. So I noticed when I was in here that we got a regular looking battery here, and then we have a super small battery over here. So definitely gonna want to change that out. There was a bunch of like oil and residue on top of this valve cover. So I went ahead and blasted that nice and clean. Everything's nice and clean now so far. I mean, I didn't really scrub anything. I just let it soak. There is an S&B intake on there, which is nice. This setup is a lot more convenient to work on versus my 7.3 flatbed. Man, that thing was so dirty and nasty when I got it. But this one, I mean, it definitely looks like it only has 180,000 miles, like the odometer says. So I'm stoked about that. Everything came out pretty clean. I really wanted to focus on that steering box and stuff down there because it was just so oily and nasty. But you can kind of see down there a little bit. So I wanted to make sure I got all of that clean, that way I could change it out. But the belt looks decent. I would like to change it. All the pulleys and everything look like they're in good shape. I see some wiring issues that I'm definitely going to want to tackle, but the power wires look like they're all in good shape. Everything looks like it's got actual connectors and stuff on it, so that's good. I looked at the boots and everything. They all look like they're okay. I looked at the turbo, not the wheel, but I looked at the turbo and everything back here. Everything seems like it's all sealed up and everything. I didn't feel a loss of power when I was driving it. This is also my first Cummins, so I'm not quite sure either. I'm kind of just learning as I go. I did notice this right here, this wire here. I think this goes to the two subs that are in the back. I just don't like the way that it's exposed like that. I did notice that it has rock lights, but they're not, like, they're wired, but they're not connected. The ones in the back have been completely cut. So all in all, stoked about it. That rubber gasket that goes along the firewall right there, I actually have an extra one from my old truck that I just traded for this. I also noticed a big old chrome horn down in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So that's, I haven't heard the horn, but I guess we'll have to see. I did see the stock one is still in there. Intake looks okay. Looks like we could probably clean it, take the box out and clean the box real well. It's cool that it has that. I'll go ahead over like a little list of what all it has and stuff like that, but that's gonna be the cleaning for now. All right, it's starting to rain a little bit here. I'm in the process of getting the tires out of the bed. I've already got one in the garage, but I just had to show you guys what's been going on here so far. Look at this. I got some metal roofing here, and then there's maybe 6 more sheets of it. And there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's an old trailer tire with a rim, tons and tons of bottles of the ATF from when they did the transmission. And yeah, there's all kinds of leaves and stuff in here too, so this will be fun. All right, got the tires out, and this is what we're looking at here. It's crazy, right? Here's the tires though. These look decent, you know. They're pretty new. I'm not quite sure. I mean, they would look pretty close to being new. I mean, you can see these little marks here. They're pretty much gone on this one. Kind of gone on this one and on this one. And then we have this one where they're pretty gone on this one too. He said they look like they're wearing out pretty even though. If you look at it, they look pretty even. These are 40 by 1550s, 1550 22s. So I do like the wheels. They did come out pretty clean. You know, they're not bad. Came out decent. I still got to get in there and deep clean them and stuff. But as far as scratches and pits and stuff, there's not many on there. They're in decent shape. All in all, not too bad. At least I got new tires for it. I can't wait to put them on. All right, beautiful day today. Now we have to clean this out. We'll go ahead and clean this up. I've got my dumpster here and I've got another one over there. We'll see how full we can get it, and we'll also see what exactly is inside this thing. I'm sure we will be very surprised at what we see. Weeds and everything in there. All right, so this is officially the dirtiest truck I've ever bought or ever flipped. This is like the amount of stuff is crazy. There's roaches everywhere. There's 8 to 10 inches of dirt. You see all this tile. Show you guys what we have so far. So she's dirty, man. so much tile, so many bottles, so much random stuff. So metal roofing, tiles, and then a bunch of tiles in here, rebar, a metal bat, and more seltzers and stuff like that. But all in all, I can start to see the bottom a little bit. All right, so my plan is gonna be, I'm gonna rake it all out onto the driveway, and then I'm gonna push it over here to the side. That way it's out of the way, and eventually I will get rid of it. But for right now, I just want to get everything out of the bed of the truck. And it doesn't seem like it's that much, but who knows? Was unexpected for how much stuff that was in there. It was crazy. We got the recycle bin full of bottles and everything else you can imagine. Still got a bunch of bottles and stuff I need to get from over here. I found all the black trim pieces. Not that I'm going to use them or that I need them, but they were buried underneath all that stuff. This is all the dry stuff. That'll be easy to put in bags and get rid of that. And it's the whole thing. So you can see there's roaches. There's roaches and stuff in there. It's crazy. The amount of roaches and spiders I saw is insane. Honestly, I'm surprised that I didn't find a snake, because I was expecting a black racer or something, but here it is. There's a caked up mud and stuff that used to be in there, but I broke it all out of there. I thought the truck would raise up a little bit, but it didn't, which is okay with me. I like this spot personally. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up the pressure washer and we're gonna rinse it out. This will be the satisfying part. I wanted to jump into the video real quick and kind of give you guys a little update and kind of give you guys a little bit more in-depth information about exactly what I have. So he ended up getting the truck wrapped. He was going to use it for his tree business. The transmission actually went out on him. So he actually sourced what he told me was a Suncoast transmission. It looks very clean. When I drive it, it drives well. So that's what matters the most. I do have a receipt for the transmission work. However, the receipt is just for the removal of the old unit, installation of the customer supplied unit, and obviously the oil and whatnot. Even that was, $1,650. So I do have the receipt for that. Now, what I'll put up on the screen here for you guys is a list of what he told me that it actually came with. I believe it comes with injectors. You got the intake. It's got the 4-inch stainless exhaust. It's got the customizable lift kit, anywhere between 14 to 17 inches. Some of you guys out there that are, kind of more professional about this will know a little bit more from looking at the truck. It is on the 22x14 XD wheels. It has, like I said, the bigger injectors, bigger fuel tubes, whatever that, you guys might be able to let me know what that exactly that means down in the comments. This truck is originally a two-wheel drive truck that was converted into four-wheel drive. It's not even been fully converted. It just has the solid axle in the front. Axle that's in the front, I've been trying to do my research. Axle it is, but it's a 14 bolt cover on the front. The back one is a stock original, obviously it's the Dana. So anyways, there's no transfer case, nothing like that. This is a two-wheel drive truck with the lift kit on there. Not that it really matters to me too much. I'm not planning on going off-road or anything, so it is what it is. People do it all the time, so it's not that big of a deal, especially down here in Florida. It's kind of, you know, you're gonna run into that. So the truck has 182,000 miles, and they are original miles, at least according to the Carfax and stuff. On the title, it does say that it's exempt. That can happen for a number of reasons. It starts right up. It drives very well. One of the things that I did notice is that you have to cycle the key twice to get it to fire up. Even when it's warm and stuff, you know, you do the first turn and it'll just crank. It won't really start. So that's something that, I mean, I can live with, but it's also something I'd like to kind of get sorted out if that's possible. Also, another thing, when I drove it home, I was getting this pulsing feeling right around, you know, 45 to 55 miles an hour. Brought it home, did my research, and I realized that there might have been a ground issue, and there definitely was. So I cleaned up all the grounds, got everything consolidated, brushed everything up, and it already has the diode connection, right? So a lot of you guys that know about these trucks will know about the diode to get rid of the AC voltage, whatever is going on, the static, AC noise, whatever. I cleaned up all the negatives and got rid of that issue. Second issue is the steering box is completely gone. Now, it came with a spare unit, a blue top, not a red top, but it came with the blue top. I took the old one out. It's laying over there. You guys will see that in the coming video. Took the old one out, put the new one in, and well, it's not even a new one. It was a used one, and that one ended up not being good. Ordered a redhead. A redhead is on the way. That'll be here. Another thing that is done to the truck is that it does have an aftermarket fuel pump. Now, it's nothing fancy. It's just a bolt-on, like a block of like lift pump, basically, but it's nothing fancy. So I did order a fast 165 just because it does have the over injectors, so that will be coming in the mail as well too. You know, it has good power. It drove very well. It did fine on the interstate. The way that this truck was abandoned and it was sitting just underneath the trees, just rotting away. So the guy wanted my truck just because he was kind of tired of messing with this thing. Obviously, it had been kind of basically an abandoned project. Probably why I called it like an abandoned Cummins, because it really was just kind of sitting there. I cleaned so much stuff out of this truck already, and I haven't even began to work on the interior yet. I've ordered a bunch of stuff for the truck. There's a bunch of stuff coming on the way, all kinds of nice upgrades and goodies and stuff. Been looking forward to doing something like that. I liked the last truck, but the last truck was a gas truck. You guys know those are not as desirable. And what I had invested in the truck and what I wanted out of it, I really just wanted to trade up into something else, because it's not like I really am like doing it for the money or anything. It's really just like a fun side hobby of mine to do. I like doing this. This is fun for me. That's kind of like the goal of like building up and scaling up and kind of flipping up into, you know, better vehicles, or vehicles that can be worth more money with a little bit of help. So that was my idea behind this one, is that it's a Cummins. It's got 180,000 miles. The body's clean. There's no rust. And obviously it already has the lift and stuff on it. So the bones are there. That was really my theme of this. The bones are there. So the body's nice and clean. Everything's straight. There's not a whole lot of like little tiny dents or anything. Absolutely no rust. It's very clean. The axles are very, you know, decent compared to the last truck. We don't have to do any of that grinding or anything. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff to the truck to get it basically Ray's Garage approved, and then we're going to be putting it back on Marketplace for sale or trade and see what we can get ourselves into next time. For now, for the next couple months, we're going to be building on this guy, and I'm super excited to see how it comes out. You guys saw that I have the tires over here. These guys are not too bad. You know, I know that we already talked about it in the video, but we're going to go ahead and put these guys on there once I get the front end tightened up. I ordered some ball joints for the front end, and I was actually looking at the ones that are on there, because on that sheet you guys might see it says new ball joints and wheel bearings. When I jacked it up, I moved them around. They feel decent. I just got done greasing up the ball joints yesterday, and they look like they're still in decent shape. So we're going to hold off for those. I do have the new one sitting over here on the desk, so you guys can see I've got the new ones over here, and I've got a a bunch of other stuff. I've got the AC Delco belt, a lot of good stuff. So I've just been kind of stashing parts away while I'm kind of planning my method of attack on the truck. The wrap I'm not too stoked about. You know, the paint, as you guys saw, was pretty rough. That's kind of like a theme on these trucks, is the paint is just horrible, along with the dash and a couple of other things. You know, they put a 1,000,000-mile motor in a 100,000-mile truck. So the paint's not the best, but I would have done a little bit more prep and probably took my time a little bit more when it comes down to the wrap. You guys probably saw in the video, there's some wrinkling, and it was just done, you know, probably over a couple of beers in somebody's driveway, which is not a huge deal. You know, I'm the king of the shade tree mechanic stuff. Not the king, but you guys know what I mean. I definitely don't hate on it. So the wrap, it is what it is for now. It's a nice color, you know, on the side, you know, from 50 feet away, it looks good. And I've got some magnets for my pressure washing. Put the magnets on there, and it looks like a good old work truck to me. So yeah, anyways, it worked out. The exhaust is okay. I need to kind of tighten up the exhaust. There's one section where it's so long. It's super long. So one section of it is kind of like tied to the frame with like some wire. I need to fix that. I've got fresh exhaust hangers and stuff sitting here ready to do that. Another thing is that it came with the tuner. Now it's an old tuner from 2014. It's the Mossy Oak Edge. But I tried to see what type of tune was on there. And as you guys saw on that paper, that the tune that is on the truck right now is supposed to be from a Super Chits tuner. Now the Super Chits tuner did not come with the truck. I don't even think this guy had it. I think it's just been running on this. I think he told me it's a 90 horsepower tune, 100 horsepower tune. So it's just been running around on that. So I ordered another tuner that's going to be here in a couple of, maybe a week or two. I'm not quite sure. I got that through Extreme Diesel Products. So we'll be waiting on that. That's probably going to come with the red head and all that stuff. Super excited about that because there's no need to run around on the high tune. I mean, it's nice to blow the smoke. You know, it's got plenty of power. It's a lot quicker than my old 7.3, that's for sure. It's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of get up and go for the fact that it's on 40-inch tires. You know, the wheels aren't the lightest wheels in the world either. So the suspension is definitely a custom job. It's definitely a one-off job. They completely took out where you put the stock sway bar and everything. All that's completely custom now. So you can't put in the stabilizer for that goes around the actual steering box right before the pitman arm. You can't put that on there anymore. I'm hoping it tightens up a little bit. I put a brand new power steering pump, a vacuum pump on it. The stock steering box is just completely gone. So we're waiting on that. That way we can drive it and everything. And we're going to do some cosmetic stuff to it too. You know, I'd like to get rid of the grill and probably put one of those valences on it. I've got the valence right over here. You guys can see. So I ordered that the other day and that just came in. So we'll be putting that on the bottom of the bumper there too. We'll see how it goes. I did order some wheel bearings just in case when we pull it off of there, but I really need to figure out exactly what axle this is, because if this axle is different, then maybe the ball joints and the wheel bearings are different and I might have to end up sending those back. Right now, everything feels tight. Everything feels good. So I'm super stoked about it. It's going to be a fun project. I'm stoked to do it. I'm blessed to be able to do it too. It's going to be fun, and I'm excited to see what it turns into. You know, I'm not quite sure how long we'll have it. The last truck I had it for 3 or 4 months. And this one, if it was up to me, the last truck I would have got rid of at least a month ago, you know, just to move on to the next thing. But we'll see. You know, this one, you can do a little bit more stuff to it. It's a little bit more fun than a 5.2 V8 single cab Dodge Ram. You know, it was a cool truck. It was a fun truck in its own right. You know, it was good to see it go as well too. So this truck is super fun. It's very tall. The interior it just needs cleaned. The seats are a little ripped as normal, and the dash is gone as well too. But as far as like the carpet and everything, it's in a little bit better shape than my last truck. The seats need covers. I actually have been looking on Marketplace to find some new interior, which would be even better because I'm not a huge fan of the khaki, but that'd be a whole nother thing. But 180,000 miles, clean title. Now, the downfall of this truck, I guess a lot of people would say, I mean, it's kind of 50-50, but it is a 53 block. I did do my research. I did know that going into it. That's kind of what worked into my favor on the deal as well, too. So I did factor all that stuff in. The truck doesn't seem like it's been very abused. I already looked for it. There's no crack or anything. So coolant seems to be okay. And we just have to kind of take that risk, you know. And at the end of the day, keep in mind, you know, my ideal situation, I'm not going to have this truck when it hits 190,000 miles. So I plan on putting less than 10,000, but probably more like less than 5,000 miles on the truck. That's just me personally, how I would expect it to go, but you never know. I might keep the truck for the next year. Who knows? So I've ordered a bunch of stuff. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. I got the Edge juice with the Gentleman. I got the Fast 165. I got the redhead steering box. We're just going to keep going with it and keep playing with it and making it into a really nice, clean, solid 24 valve Cummins. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, advice, ideas, throw them down in the comments, please. This is my first Cummins on this. Anything that I do to it that you see, I have watched probably 10, 15 videos just so I can have a little bit of my bearings. I also have the TV in the garage. Pretty much use that to watch step by step as I go. So if you guys have any questions, ideas, concerns, advice for these trucks, please, I'm all ears. I'm brand new. I'm wet behind the ears when it comes to these trucks. So any advice and stuff like that is definitely welcome and appreciated. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait to take you guys on with the journey. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be super, super sick. I can't wait to see what we turn it into. Who knows? Maybe we'll get like some 26s or something for it. All right, guys. Thanks so much. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. See you.